Hey, good afternoon, class. My name is Cameron Henderson. I'm going to be introducing one of my Fortune 500 companies that is named Atmos Energy. And I'm going to start off by saying, what if the world pollution took over due to humans' level of using carbon emissions in the air? So by this I mean cars, the emission let out by cars, diesel trucks, carbon emission plants to produce hydropower energy, things of that nature. Ozone layer will definitely shrink in size, which will cause overheating on the planet. And this is a no-go for me because the polar caps on the North and South Pole are beginning to shrink, and that's creating more water on the planet for where the ocean will be substantially rising, causing some locations to be underwater eventually. I'm going to start off by saying, what is Atmos Energy? Atmos Energy is a natural gas distributor, like I previously said, and it was started up in 1906. Atmos Energy has a long history of making lives easier for people, and by this I mean it has contributed to home heating, water heating, stoves and ovens, and electricity. This is all which Atmos Energy creates. They generate all the electricity and heating for people in order for them to sustain a healthy lifestyle and comfortably lifestyle. Some of the core values for Atmos Energy may include their mission. Here's their mission statement. It is to provide safe, dependable natural gas to customers for the lowest possible price. And their vision is to create a culture that appreciates diversity. So by this, they appreciate diversity by simply having a very diverse workplace, so they don't discriminate based off of your gender or race. They believe everyone should have equal opportunity. And values, one of their main values is their employees and support of a diverse team across the company. So like I said earlier, they really support having a diverse team. They understand and they understand the importance of having diverse groups coming together to support and implement their strategies effectively. So speaking of strategies, here are a couple of Atmos Energy strategies, their main strategies I should say. To operate business exceptionally well, invest in their people and infrastructure, and enhance on their culture. These are some strategies that Atmos touched up on to have the company they have today. It's $1 billion company. They generate millions every year based off of their financial reports, and I believe Atmos Energy has come a long way for them to be on the Fortune 500 companies. Pretty amazing. Start by telling you, get into the SWOT analysis for Atmos Energy. Here are some of their strengths. A couple may include they have grown in largest natural gas only distributors over the years, of course, and a growing concern for environmental degradation. That means that they're that they're beginning to focus more on like the environment, like cutting down trees. They're beginning to be more aware of where they're drilling to obtain the natural gas to distribute out to their customers. They have nearly 5,000 people are part of the company, so I tell you how big the operations are. They invest in a lot of their infrastructure and their people, and that's the product of a strong, powerful company like them. They've made various acquisitions over the years, becoming a pioneer of large-scale natural gas. That means they've acquired other companies over the years. Like I should say, Shell was one of the big companies, but what was it? TXU was one of the major companies, but we'll get into that later. And they have a strong customer base of over 3 million natural gas customers, and that's a lot. And well, we're gonna get into it later, but their customer base, when they acquire other companies, they also acquire all their customers along with it, so it's generating even more revenue as we speak. Some of the threats in the industry is they're sensitive to weather. So by this I mean whenever it's bad weather, inclement weather, having rain and things of that nature, that slows down the process, and they really have to close down what they're doing in order to keep drilling. So that's a big no-no for Atmos Energy. And another threat may include increasing competition, especially the bigger players expanding their reach. So by this I mean there are competitors trying to take over Atmos Energy. They're trying to compete with them and take over their customer base. And this is one thing that they need to focus on, because they're not really a big company of advertisement, and their sensitivity to economic conditions. Meaning that natural gas is only going to be here for so long before we start finding other ways, like electrical ways, to cut out the natural gas, because it's not only going to be here, it's only for a matter of time before we run out of it, as much as we're using nowadays. And we can only drill for so long. Drill so long, we might drill through the planet. See some of their big competitors is AGL Resources, Energen, and National Fuel Gas Company. They've been competing for numerous amounts of years. But although I should say Atmos Energy since they have such a strong customer base, they're doing just fine for themselves. They just need to work on, well, actually I should say we should work on implementing a strategic factor, which we'll get into later. Talk about some of their opportunities. Increasing demand for power in the country. So by this I mean like spreading the natural gas throughout the country. I know they're a big part of 12 states, I believe. There's 12 southern states like Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Kansas, all up through the central part of the United States. But by this I mean we need to expand across the country in order to provide the safe and dependable natural gas for customers throughout the world, or throughout the United States, I should say, and then we should start worrying about the world. Environmental regulations would favor natural gas utilization. Newer developments in technology that would optimize the extraction and costs. And by this, a new development, I would suggest having like a different sort of drill, a drill that will last like twice or 3 times the amount of our current drill. So by this I would suggest like carbon fiber and some very high-tech metal, in order to drill efficiently and to have for over the amount of years like we plan to do. Some of the weaknesses of Atmos Energy is decreasing margin in natural gas business. So we touched up on this earlier. Natural gas is only going to be here for so long, and people are starting to create more logical ways of creating energy, such like windmills for one reason, or hydroelectric power energy. Like they're starting to create more ways of like things of that nature, and before you know it, they'll find another improvision for natural gas. And another weakness we could touch upon is failure to advertise their products. So when have you ever seen a commercial over Atmos Energy? Because I could tell you this, I have not. And we should definitely generate commercials in order to get our product out there to the customers, because just because we're making acquisitions doesn't mean we're securing all the important customers around the world. And let's get into acquisitions. Atmos Energy has made a couple major acquisitions over the years, and one of the largest one that I could touch up on, was TXU Energy. Excuse me. There was when they acquired TXU, they acquired 3.1 million customers with it. So that's a substantial amount of customers to acquire a new company. And they purchased this company for $1.9 billion. That's amazing. Wish I had that kind of money, you know. And $1.9 billion. Atmos Energy is a multi-billion-dollar company. They generate probably twice as much as 1.9 billion in a year's amount of work. Another acquisition that they made was CenterPoint Energy. They acquired this company and acquired all 65,000 customers with them. And they also purchased the company for $40 million. And another one I should touch up on is Mississippi Valley Gas. They acquired this company for $150 million, half being in cash and half being in stock. So they got $75 million in cash and $75 million in stock, company stock. And I would like to touch up on the strategy that we recommend for making Atmos Energy one of the greatest of all time. This will take you over the top, secure the numbers. It would be absolutely needed for this company. Alright, so our strategic team suggests that Atmos Energy should create a feedback team on standby. So we should just hiring on an entire team just to take in feedback for Atmos Energy to give the customers what they want. And another strategic implementation that we should suggest is advertisement. Advertising is very beneficial for Atmos Energy. There's no types of advertising whatsoever that I could see. And for them to be the best, safest, and the most dependable for them to be the most courageous #1 natural gas distributor in the country, advertisement is needed and is a must. So we suggest creating TV commercials, telling and offering customers that they should come over to the Atmos team. They would be saving hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars a year, and we'll throw in a little trick for you, a little treat. So when I say throw in a little treat, we suggest offering packages when purchasing their energy. By this we mean, if you purchase a package and you're a loyal, valuable customer for a year, we'll give you 1 month free. 1 month of free natural gas for the year. And it could be your highest month. If it were me, I'd pick the highest month I've paid, and we'll credit that back to your account, and you can use that for future references. And that will conclude my presentation for today. If you have any questions or comments, my email is cameron.henderson@dcc.dallas.edu, and my cell is 469-744-3127. If you have any questions about my presentation, please don't hesitate to call me or email me. And thank you for attending my conference today.